hope you have unlimited text messaging. By Miss Carr. Chapter 102. Conversation 58. Questions. Tony. Okay, so Jane still will not budge on the New York Times interview. So we should probably work our way through the questions. Me. I'm not surprised. Tony. Besides, I'm kind of curious to know what you're thinking. So here is question 2. Would you like to be famous? In what way? Tony. Okay, obviously this little quiz was developed by people who were not famous due to the misfortune of being born to a famous person. Because really the answer is, no, you do not want to be famous, but if you must, let it be for something good you did on your own, and not for something like being the Merchant of Death, or being the kid of the guy who invented the atomic bomb. Tony. It's hard to understand why people are throwing red paint on you when you're 3. Me. So I take it your dinner with Benjamin's aunt went badly? Is that the reason we're going straight into the questions and using run-on sentences? Me. And I agree, I'd rather not be famous. I guess that's another answer we're going to have to lie about. Tony. Yes. Me. Yes, we'll have to lie, or yes, it was that bad. Tony. Yes to everything. I mean, it wasn't the worst dinner I've ever had, but it's definitely in the top 12. Me. That's not reassuring. You recently attended a charity dinner where someone tried to kill you! Me. You're right, that puts the bar pretty high up for a bad dinner. Nobody tried to kill me, so there's that. Me. Again, I do not find that reassuring. A lot of other bad things could have happened. Me. Let's see. Belinda wasn't there with us because she's still trying to find Laura's wayward husband, and Laura was with her. So basically a lot of the dinner involved being yelled at. Especially when Benjamin's aunt realized what really happened last Saturday with the collapsed building. Also, AJ got to try out his shield. Me. Oh, God! Tony. It was only a shield. I think I mentioned this before, but never piss off an Italian mom or put her baby in danger. That woman has a mean left hook. We agreed to mutually not press charges against each other. Me. Any bruising? Tony. No, which is good because I have Fallon on Monday. Me. More TV appearances? Tony. Yes, I also have GMA Tuesday morning. I have to sell everybody on me being happy and stable in a committed relationship with somebody who just happens to look a lot like that guy who I was fighting with back in May. Total coincidence. But our stock is going up, so I have to get out there and sing and dance to keep it that way. Me. Okay, I'm just glad Ross is not that observant. Tony. I am too. Unfortunately, Spidey's aunt really is. Yeah, I really, really wish we'd had this conversation before she found out accidentally. Me. Is Spidey grounded for the next year? Tony. 2.5, actually. He gets out the day before his 18th birthday. Me. Seriously? Tony. No going out with friends without a pre-approved chaperone. No staying out late, no unsupervised patrolling, and no saving the world from the bad guys unless aliens are invading again. Tony. You have no idea how hard it was to work in that clause. Me. Oh, sure. Tony. But you did agree for Spidey to go to Power Person's training camp this winter, as well as weekend patrolling. Yo-Yo is going to be supervising weekend patrols until her California relocation. Me. I guess that's good. Are you even allowed to speak to Peter? Tony. Yes, because surprisingly enough, the actual internship was not cancelled, but it's now a real paid internship, complete with things like shredding papers and sharpening pencils when summer comes. For now, it's a virtual internship with lots of things that must be done on a Stark pad, which at the moment is mostly sorting through my emails. Me. Do you actually use paper and pencils for anything at all anymore? Tony. Dave, my number 2 in R&D, does. He is really annoyed that the new upstate facility doesn't have a pencil sharpener. He emailed me twice about it. Or rather, he emailed Friday and she found it amusing. Tony. That reminds me I have to start interviewing for a new assistant. Me. Because Yo-Yo is moving to California. Tony. Yes, she'll technically be in the security office. However, she will be assigned as Pepper's personal bodyguard. When I go to the wedding in Mumbai in 4 weeks, she will be my personal bodyguard. And my new assistant, if I have one by then, will stay in New York and handle everything remotely. Tony. I will probably do the same thing for Christmas in Malta. Unless I bring a bunch of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents with me. It depends on where we are with the Accords by then. Me. But why a new assistant? What about Kevin? Tony. Kevin refuses to come back to the East Coast because he and his wife have a new foster child out there, so they don't want to relocate. Me. Understandable. Tony. So Pepper gets to keep the husband and wife team. Happy and Yo-Yo. Although Yo-Yo probably won't be spending too much time with her. Being Pepper's bodyguard is just a cover. She'll be investigating a few possible inhuman sightings on the West Coast. Something about mysterious deaths in East LA or something like that. Me. That probably needs to be looked into. However, who's going to be supervising Benjamin once she's in California? Tony. I'm hoping by that point Mama Bear will be less angry and hurt with us, and be willing to switch to electronic monitoring. Otherwise, Benji will be spending weekends with S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, probably Leo. She is hurt and angry and doesn't trust us. I'm hoping it will eventually pass. Me. That is completely understandable. Tony. She's also scared because her kid has superpowers. Not only that, but her kid has superpowers in the current political climate. The watchdogs are everywhere. They're getting more members every day. She's scared. Me. I know. Tony. Us being in the picture makes things less scary because she is not navigating things completely by herself, but she doesn't trust us. Not really. Me. Because you lied to her. Tony. Because Ben wasn't ready for her to know the truth. She wasn't ready to hear the truth. It wasn't that I was deliberately trying to hurt her. It was... God damn it. Tony. You didn't do it on purpose. Me. What on purpose? Tony. Keeping quiet about Hydra murdering my parents, or at least your suspicions about Hydra murdering my parents. I wasn't ready to know the truth. But accidentally finding out the way I did was worse. So here we are. So I can understand her anger. At least it's more focused than mine. Me. We hurt ourselves. Tony. And now we're in recovery. However, recovery takes time, though. I am still surprised she's going to let me spend any time with Ben at all. Apparently, the kid needs some form of a male role model, and I am it. Thor help us all. Me. I think we had this conversation before about you being a good role model. Tony. Look, at this point, I am still shocked that I'm not facing kidnapping charges for Germany. Nothing whatsoever about Germany was a good decision. Me. On both sides. Tony. I fucked it up. Me. We fucked it up. Tony. I'm not going to argue with that. Me. And we keep moving forward. And we keep going forward. Right now, you just have to try to convince Benjamin's aunt that you have her nephew's best interest at heart. I know you adore Benjamin. Tony. Raising superheroes is hard. Me. Yes. Tony. So how are you, my little cucumber? Me. Thinking that name is extra ridiculous. Tony. Kumquat. Me. No. Tony. Cream puff? Me. I thought that was a sexual position. Tony. Close, but not exactly. Me. I'm doing good, staying busy on various projects. Tony. Well, I haven't heard of any attempts by the UN or the military to try to kidnap you, so I would say yes. Just be careful out there. I'm tired of hearing about you getting shot. Me. I'll try. Tony. So, do you want to try for Thursday for the 34 questions date night? Me. I thought there were 36 questions. Tony. We've already gone through the first 2. Me. Are we going to try to go through all 34 remaining questions at the same time? Tony. No. I'm going to, at the very least, need to vent about how horrible my assistant interviews are going, or the fact that Agent is going to be here all week. Me. Why? Tony. Possibly trying to convince the other maid to let up on the grounding and to work with Ben. Scary May was supposed to do it, but she is still out there looking for Purple Arrow. I mean, we put all this effort into bringing him back, and then it goes dark. Asshole! Me. And you still don't know why. Tony. I think Ross said something to him. Simmons is having coffee with his assistant to see if she can find anything out. Friday has video footage of the two meeting up, but no audio, and unfortunately neither were facing the camera, so the lip reading program doesn't work. So old-fashioned, dirty detective work is our only hope. Me. S.H.I.E.L.D. has a lip reading program? Tony. They still have a lot of toys, and so do I. Date Thursday. Me. I'll be waiting.